plaintiff, Lisa Randall, is 11 years older than the defendant, and they dated for almost 20 years. But she feels he only stayed with her because she paid for everything. Lisa's suing her ex-boyfriend today for unreturned property. Defendant Kevin Somerville admits that while he was in jail, Lisa looked out for him and took care of him. But she constantly accused him of cheating, even while he was locked up. He's countersuing because he claims Lisa got him fired from his job.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Me and Kevin was in a relationship for almost 20 years. I'm 11 years older than him. The relationship was kind of rocky because I felt as though he was just with me because I was paying for everything.
No, that.
And he had told a couple of people that I was too old or I was looking old, but I still stayed with him.
When did you see signs of that type of situation?
Truthfully, Your Honor, throughout the whole relationship.
Starting like that?
Right.
Okay. People were telling you already when you started that he was saying that you were his sugar mama.
No, that's not true, Your Honor. No.
Basically.
People were telling you that, okay?
Right, and a lot of it came from his family members saying little things that I would catch. But
he may have said in front of them.
Right. And I could tell how he treated me when we were around his family members. I still stayed with him. He's generally a nice person other than him being the way he was, because he was treating me kind of bad. He was. Kevin was in a relationship twice with females that worked at his job. Now, mind you, Your Honor, I'm driving him to work and I'm picking him up from work, and I guess they would be laughing at me, because everybody knew what was going on besides me.
How did you find out?
I found out because he left his phone in my car. I didn't give it right back to him. I called him, but I did look through his phone. I didn't look through his phone. I went straight to the emails. I looked straight to the emails, and there it was. I took him his phone. I never said anything. But can you imagine how I felt dropping this?
He denies it, so I don't know whether it's true or not. You say it happened?
It's true.
It's not true, Your
You say
Honor.
you didn't bother to show him. Usually when you're trying to convince someone who's defending themselves, you say, look, I got the evidence right here. So I don't know whether it happened or not. I don't know whether to believe it or not.
I eventually said something to him then. I didn't say anything.
Okay. What did you eventually say?
I eventually told him
did you show him?
No, I gave him his phone back.
When you mentioned it.
Yeah, he eventually took it out his phone, but I went to the girl page and everything. In fact, Your Honor, I contacted her husband because she was married, and I said something to her husband about it.
How did you find out about this other lady?
The other lady I found out kind of later on.
How?
Something was wrong with her car. He took, and I was there. She followed us to a car shop that one of his friends owned, and his friend basically told me that he was in a relationship with the girl because his friend was mad because he brought the girl to the shop with me, and he felt as though Kevin was putting him into something.
Right.
So he told me. That's how I found out about the second female.
All right, so when you mention these instances to him, what would he say, or what has he said?
He said that he wasn't in a relationship with her. The girl.
Is that what you're saying today?
I'm not in a relationship, never was.
So he's saying the same thing.
Well, we know he wasn't in a relationship with her.
I don't know anything.
Well, Your Honor, I knew.
You worked there.
I knew because I told her husband what happened. The girl got mad because he grabbed her or tried to kiss her or something.
And she told her husband that?
No, that was in the text message. That was in the email message. She said that she didn't like that he grabbed her at work, or however she said it.
Is this the woman with the husband?
Right.
Now, how about the other woman? That was another email?
Right. That wasn't another email. This is another female.
Right. How did you discover that communication?
His friend at the shop.
You want to defend yourself to some
confusing
allegations?
Yes. I met Miss Randall around 2003. I was just coming home from federal jail. And, I went back to my mom's house because I didn't have nowhere to go. And, I see her, she moved across the street. She was new in the neighborhood. I see her come out on her porch, Long story short, we started talking and everything was good. I was a little immature because I just was coming out the system. I was running around rapidly. I started getting into trouble again and I was doing some wrong things towards her.
In what way? Doing wrong things toward her?
Cheating.
Communicating with females, and I was living a life. The first time I went to federal prison was for shipping automobiles out the country. So I was making good money and everything. So when I went into jail and came back out, I had nothing. I had nowhere to stay for real. I didn't have no money and nothing.
Wasn't new. With that scenario, rich guy, I made a lot of money. I was shipping 30 cars a day over to Europe. Got any place for me to stay?
They take everything from you.
I know how it go.
They take everything from you. And, so.
And then all you got left is stories.
The girl got mad because he grabbed her or tried to kiss her or something.
She told her husband that?
No, that was in the email message.
Is this the woman with the husband?
Right.
How about the other woman? That was another email?
Right. That wasn't another email. This is another female.
Right. How did that?
Plaintiff Lisa Randall is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims Lisa got him fired from his job for harassing his female co-workers.
Go ahead.
I got back into the life. I switched it up a little bit. I started, messing with counterfeit money, credit cards, and wound up going back to jail again. Miss Randall, she looked out for me. She was
every time.
She was coming to see me. Everything was well, and she said that I was cheating on her up at the jail.
So you were telling people you were using her too. Your family and your family were accusing her of being a sugar mama. All those things that she said.
No, that wasn't true. Miss Randall was real laid back. And I was like a guy always on the go. Mm-hmm. I never said that because I was hustling. I was making my own money. So I never looked for for me to use. I bought her expensive pocketbooks. We've been on trips. We've been places.
But I carry him throughout the whole relationship. The whole 19 and a half years, I paid everything.
Well, somebody telling a big lie. He said he was getting money, big money. He was a big fella on the street.
Before
in and out of the federal penitentiary. He went in for cars. He got the game on the fraud, came out, put the fraud game down, got busted again. Went in the federal penitentiary. He met some guys in New York who wanted him to take 200-300 of them things. And he said, I ain't got nobody to give it to because I'm a con man. I ain't never got no real money other than for 5 years. So he had a 3 to 5 year run. He got offered some other products, didn't know how to move it. He said, I'm just a con player. And then he came home to you and you took care of him for 17 years.
And that's funny because it's you kind of right, Your Honor. But
you ain't got to tell me. I know
I know it was 19 and a half. You're right. It wasn't 17. It was 19 and a half. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But Your Honor, through all of that, she looked out for me and took care of me. And then I came home and I really wanted to change my life this time. And, I started looking for jobs, started being a little more mature, a little more responsible.
Good.
And, I had a few jobs, and then the pandemic hit, so I lost some jobs, but
who were you cheating with then? Were you all still together during the pandemic?
Yes.
You're locked down. That's the time how could you cheat?
It got worse than the pandemic. Yeah, during the pandemic, it got worse.
Weren't y'all living together?
Yes.
What would you tell her? There's a deadly virus outside. We don't really know how it's getting to people, how many at a time.
Your Honor.
Most people who are getting it are dying in the early days of it.
Your Honor,
So if you're walking around in and out the house,
because it got so
chasing women.
bad.
Yeah.
It got so bad at times. I'd rather be out there with the
Exactly.
virus than being there
Oh,
with
so
her.
it was one of those
God,
lockdowns
yeah,
where
God.
it turned bad
Yes.
because they're around you one.
Yes.
And I tell people all the time, it helped our relationship, Linda and I, because I found out I can be around her all the time. I
That's
didn't know
love.
that.
That's
I
true
didn't think I
love.
could.
That's true
I'm
love.
like most men who thinks that they can be around their wife 24/7. I bet you there's not a man in America who, if he's being honest, can say, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind being around my wife, sitting up under her 24/7. Oh, that's the most desirable part of life. No.
Well, sir.
And so, but for me, it became, oh, I can do this. This isn't so bad after all. All right, that's cool. With you and many, many other men, it was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever happened to me. You thought you was back in prison. You'd
I
rather
was ready
done
to say
them
that,
10
sir.
years.
Felt like a halfway house. Back at the halfway house. Go out for smoke break. Go out, TV time and time to eat. Scrutinizing me, eating everything.
What was he telling you when he was going during this deadly pandemic?
I knew what he was going to do.
What would he say though?
Make up a lie.
I'm going to the
Half of
grocery
time
store
I
and the
didn't
line
even
is
ask.
3 hours long because everybody's trying to get the same thing. Everybody trying to get toilet paper. I went to 10 stores looking for toilet paper.
His
and they didn't
excuse
have
was
any.
he going to
He was
his
shaking
mother's
head.
house.
I bet that was one of the stories.
That's
See
what
that?
his excuse was. He
That was
going
one of
to
them?
his mother's house.
But she was sending me on all the missions.
Oh
Go
yeah,
out
he
and
had
get
to
this.
check
Go out
on
and get
mama
that.
for sure. That was, oh yeah, had nothing to do with that. You couldn't touch that. Or the toilet
I
paper.
couldn't say
I went
anything.
to 10 stores looking for toilet paper. You can't touch that.
No,
He gave you bust-proof game.
That's proof.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He can't cut it in any of those. I'm going to see my mama.
She's
You're at risk. And I'm going to get some toilet paper. That you can say. He said, I'm just a con player, and then he came home to you,
He came
and you
back
took
to
care
me
of him for
again.
17 years.
And that's funny because it's you kind of right, Your Honor. But
See?
You ain't got to tell me. I
But
know,
she
I
didn't
know,
take care
I
of me for
know how it
17
goes,
years.
man.
I know it was 19 and a half. You're right. It wasn't 17. It was 19 and a half. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Plaintiff Lisa Randall is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims Lisa got him fired from his job for harassing his female co-workers.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, so I get a good job. I get a management position.
Okay.
I get in, I'm Dunkin' Donuts. I'm
Good.
making good money, got a good relationship with the owners, corporate and everything. Mm-hmm. Miss Randall felt as though I needed a job that females didn't work at. So I said, well, where's
You
it?
mad. You
I said, well,
awful.
where's a job in America that females don't work at? And then from what I've seen, the females they the bosses.
You needed
They
a
on top.
real
They got
job
the good.
besides
Yeah, I want
working
you to
around
make it to
kids.
What
the
is a real
NBA.
job?
That's what she said.
It's
I wanted you to
teenagers
make
there,
it to the
it's kids
NBA.
Like she
That's the
said,
only place
what is
it's
a
all
real
went- all
job? That was
men.
a real job. I was paying taxes and, getting a
what I mean.
paycheck. And mind you, I don't even get income tax return. The feds take everything. I owe them $3.5 million.
And
I'm on
taking care of
I'm on a federal lien. I don't have nothing. And for her to come to my job, had me lose my job.
Now we got to talk about
That's
that.
not
That's your
true.
counterclaim. Let's start with the property you're suing him for. What is that?
The property that I'm suing him for was some belongings that I had in my storage. He got a storage at the same place I had a storage. I kept asking him different things. Is my stuff okay? And he'll say, yeah, whatever, everything's fine. I would have paid him. I would have gave him the money to pay for the storage had I known he wasn't going to pay for it. Kevin didn't even
So
have.
it was forfeited and they sold the item?
Right. He didn't even have the storage for 6 months. 4 months later, the storage was sold. I think he got his belongings out and kept mine in. That's what I think. Because why he didn't let me know that they were about to sell my storage? I had things
You have any Did someone tell you he took his things out, or they saw him removing things?
Nobody said it. I went to the storage place and I asked the lady. She knew me because I had my stuff there for like 2 years. So she gave me the information. Okay. She said that this.
So what was the agreement
policy
on him paying for the storage? What was the agreement over who was responsible?
He agreed that he was responsible for my belongings.
For how long? Forever? For as long as they were there?
Right, as long as he had his storage.
He was gonna
that's
pay
not
for
true.
it?
Yes, he never
His
asked me.
things were in the same unit?
Right.
Your things and his things?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even though you're telling me he had agreed to oversee both and the entire unit, why do you think he would?
Because that's the way he is. He's just that type of person. He's sneaky, he's slimy.
And just remove his things, so he must have wanted to punish you for some reason. What reason did he have to do that?
Because he don't really like me. He tells people that he hates my
taken
guts.
Responsibility in the first place. All right, sir. What do you want to tell me about the storage?
Well, Your Honor,
and what happened?
Well, Your Honor, I had got a big storage room, and it was on the outside, one of them outside storage units, because I had started a lawn care business. I tried to get it to, something positive. I took my own money, no help, no pandemic money, no nothing, and bought lawnmowers,
about time,
weed whackers, everything. And I went out and started doing jobs. It was good. I got a lot of jobs, but that was the problem. I had got too many jobs. And then I get to a house, and a person want me at that house for, they always change it. I'm putting out flowers and marching, then they went this over. So, I didn't really have any workers to work with me, so I started losing money. I sent her a text message and an email, letting her know, look, things getting hard for me. I'm about to lose everything. I would appreciate it if you, pay some money on the storage or help me out, because
you did mention that.
Your Honor, that's not
because
true.
the first month was like
I got it. Do you have any of those written communications?
No, I don't.
That discuss her payment toward it or helping you with the storage unit?
No, when I asked her a text message, she never got back.
Okay.
She must have been feeling herself, got a new man or whatever, and didn't care about her
property. Let me hear from you regarding the notice. Did you ever receive any notice before finding out it was gone?
He had told me by now that the storage was sold. I didn't believe him. I went to the storage place in November.
No, it wasn't sold yet, sir. They gave me a notice. They gave me a notice for auction.
Let me back up. I'm at the point of, when did you find out he wasn't paying?
I found out about 4 months. I found out in November. I didn't have any inclination. I found out by going to the storage place. That's how I got my information.
The status is.
Right.
And they said the status is gone.
Yeah, because I was calling there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, they said when you went there,
yes,
they said your things have been sold.
Yes, I was calling, but they said that they couldn't give me any information unless Kevin okayed.
Okay, but the first thing you knew anything about the fee, it being delinquent, it had already been sold.
Right, exactly.
All right, that's what I'm trying to understand.
Miss Randall felt as though I needed a job that females didn't work at. So I said, well, where's it? I said, well, where's a job in America that females don't work at? And then from what I've seen, the females they the boss.
You needed
they
a real job besides working around kids.
What is a real job?
That's what she said. She wanted you to make it to the NBA.
Plaintiff Lisa Randall is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims Lisa got him fired from his job for harassing his female co-workers.
What discussions did the two of you have about your things being sold off?
Your Honor, he said like nonchalantly, like, oh, I got you. Like, I got you. Like, leave me alone.
Okay. Did you tell her that? You got her?
No, I did, sir.
All right. Are there any written communications regarding this case at all? Anything?
No.
Text, email, tape, anything?
No, sir.
Okay. And your counterclaim for $2,500 is for what? Emotional distress?
Yes, as I was saying, sir, she came to my job, baby, lose my job.
How?
At first she was coming and pick me up, and then she started coming 2 hours early, sitting a lot.
I'm not no taxi
Let him
cab.
talk, ma'am.
An hour and a half early. Then I start hearing talking from the girls that work there. They coming off that break like saying little things, and
she came to pick you up early. That's all I've heard, sir. She comes to pick you up from your job all the time. This time she came early. What else?
She started harassing my employees, saying I was messing with them. She was saying things outside. So when they came into the store, they was telling me that one day, girl said, "Yo, Kev, you better get your wife," and she was harassing them point blank. So then it got to a point where my assistant manager, she said I was messing with, and I know I was in the office, and next thing you know, the girls come to me, "Yo, Kev, they're about to fight." I run out. I just see. I don't know if they swung at each other or what. I just see the commotion. I see some of my staff on my assistant manager's side, and I just see them barking and cursing at each other. They got back to my boss, and I got fired.
Did you have an altercation at his workplace?
No, sir.
All right. So she said this never happened.
It was like I said, so I don't know if it got really physical, grabbing.
So you know nothing of what you're talking about.
His assistant manager came to my car. I asked her to get away. I don't want to be your friend. We're not friends.
Why you get hostile with her?
Because I knew that Kevin was messing with somebody inside the job, and I just felt like.
Now you're gonna come up to the man's job, starting mess?
No, I didn't start anything. I just don't want to be friends.
Get away from my car. I asked you, man, was there altercation? I believe there was. You denied there was. I believe you've perjured yourself. I'm going to dismiss your claim and grant him his. I'm so sorry to hear that you lost your job because she came up there with some mess like that. Have a good day. Good luck to you, brother. After all you've went through to get your life together, she comes up there about some woman and gets you fired.
Thank you, Arnold. And it didn't have to go down like this. I'd like to say we could have
I don't want to say nothing to you. You need to pay me for my belongings in storage. I have nothing to say.
Plaintiff Jimmy Howard Sr. dated the defendant's mother for over 4 years. And despite the fact that she told him the defendant was not his child, Jimmy believes he may be. So he petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant John Queese Burris says growing up his mom always told him another man was his father, but neither that man nor Jimmy were ever in his life. John Queese is eager to find out the truth today.
Today we are here for a paternity test, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So give me some background.
During the years of about 89 through 93, I was dating John Queese's mother, and during that time, she became pregnant, and we were getting along real good. And all of a sudden, she started getting distant and everything. And when she became pregnant, she would not come around as often as she would and whatnot. And she started telling me about she was dating someone else, a gentleman that came home from prison. And
let me stop you. So you all dated for 4 years?
A little bit over 4 years, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that when she told you at the end of the 4.5 years that she was pregnant?
Yes, sir. Well, I found out she was pregnant. She really didn't tell me.
How did you find out?
I found out when she came over and I noticed her, getting bigger. And that's when I asked her and she told me she was pregnant.
All right. And you all were still dating?
Yes, sir.
And so how did another person come into the picture? Y'all just happened to be talking and she blurted that out?
Yes, sir. Well, I called it dating. She said that we was not dating. When
how did it come up, sir? Dating. How did it come up? You're sitting there with your girlfriend. Hey, baby, how was your day today? Such and such and such and such. We didn't really date when he was in jail. What? What are we talking about? That's what I'm trying to ask. How? Because you have been together so long. That's my point. 4.5 years is a long time, quite frankly, for most this day and age. And it's, you're getting toward marriage and all that. And so that's what I'm saying. Y'all were more than just casual dates.
Yes,
so something happened for her to bring up the fact that she had been with another man or that she's been in touch or likes or talking with. Something happened.
Well,
How did it come up?
She just blurted it out. She just came out and told me she was seeing someone else. I told her, what about me and her? And she was like, well, I'm seeing someone else.
He was out of prison, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it sounds like it was a guy who she was dating before he went, and then when he came home, she called herself being loyal by getting back with him.
I happened to find out from her family member, she had been writing, say, a friend a note saying she was just being a friendly noting thing, not knowing that it was getting serious. I did not know anything about it till the family member told me. So that's the way it came out.
Okay.
Let's put it. Yes, sir.
All right. And she was pregnant when she told you that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Defendant John Queese Burris believes the plaintiff may be his father, despite the fact that his mother told him another man was his father. So he took a DNA test today to find out the truth.
How did things go from there?
Well, it actually went down here. She told me that don't worry about the baby is not yours, and don't worry about anything, and we're cutting it off from that point on. So I told her, okay, so be it. So I, continued my life the way it was. And as I went to visit my mom, Junquee's mother was always over there. And when she had Junqueese, she happened to be over there with the baby. So that's when my mom came out and said, you want to see your baby? And I say, Mom, that's not my baby. His mom told me that that's not my baby. So how is she telling you one thing when she's telling me something else? So I'm asking my mom, who do I believe? I said, I don't know what to, say. So I told my mom I'm going to have a DNA test done. But at the time, Junquee's mom was telling me, don't worry about it. No, we're not going to do that. He's not yours. Don't worry about it. So she was eventually telling my mom one thing and telling me a whole different story.
All right. And so that was back in 93 and 94, 95?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what has happened since then?
Well, over that time and point, I've always asked her over time and time again, Your Honor, about having a DNA test. And at the same time, her family member was telling me it was mine. So to help out, as a man should, I was giving the defendant, the Junquee's mom, money to help out with the baby. Now, she was accepting the money and everything, saying she was, getting the baby something, thank you. She was telling me thank you and everything. But as time progressed, I also hear from the family member that she's using the money for dope and whatnot, and she was smoking dope and everything. I was
How long did you do that?
I'll be honest with you.
How long did you do that?
For about a year and a half.
And then what?
And then from that year and a half, after that time was over with, that's when she neglected, not to say anything to me. I ended up seeing her at a department store, and I asked her again, how was he doing? She told me, don't worry about it. So that's when I really stood back and left it alone.
Okay, there you go. And you never
got out with it and left it alone.
There you go. And it's been left alone since that time. That's essentially what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
How did it come back up?
It came back up because when my mom died, well, let me go back. I visited my mom, and Junqueese again was there at the house.
What year was that?
This was in maybe about 2010.
Okay, 2010, what happened?
I think about 8 years old.
All right.
And when my mom passed away, Junqueese happened to be there for the funeral. Mm-hmm. And my oldest son came to me and said, Grandma told me that she wanted me to get to know Junqueese. And I told my oldest son that Junqueese is not my child from what his mother is saying. So my oldest child got mad at me, told me, Dad, it's not fair. You didn't tell me anything. I had a brother. I said to my oldest son, if I know, you would know. I said, for what she told me, he's not. So like I said before, that's how that came.
What year was that?
Up. August of 2012. 2012.
Okay. So what has gone on since then?
So after that, over the years, my son and Junquise started hanging out and everything else, and my son started talking to me. So I reached out for Junquise since he was older then. I think that was in, if I'm not mistaken, sir, that was in 2017, and him and I was talking back and forth, and that's how we became just good friends as far as talking and having a relationship as far as just talking.
Defendant Jonquise Burris believes the plaintiff may be his father, despite the fact that his mother told him another man was his father. So he took a DNA test today to find out the truth.
Sir?
Hey, how's it going, Your Honor?
Good.
Well, growing up, the word father wasn't present in my life. You know what I mean? So growing up, I had, a storyline, everybody telling me, hey, your dad, no, that's your dad, this your dad, all confused growing up. So everything I learned, I pretty much learned it from women, uncles, and everything growing up. So I had my mom used to tell me, oh, this other guy, that I got my last name from, oh, he's your father. But I never seen him. All my aunts and everybody would say, oh, you look just like this dude. You look just like that dude, such and such. My grandma that I was spent most time with growing up in North Charlotte, which is Jimmy's mother, was a big impact in my life. She was always, calling my mom for me to come over, buying me my favorite snacks all the time. I hung out with her, and I would see my uncles, which is his brothers, over there. It was rare I seen Jimmy there. Almost never seen him there. And there would be times where I would see his other kids over there, which was speculated to be my little younger brothers. My grandma used to always tell me, hey, you got an older brother that's in college in Atlanta too. And I used to be so excited to know about it. Me and him didn't actually get we didn't actually meet until I was out of high school. So this had to be around like 2013, 2014 when I actually met my brother. So we got to talking and everything, and he, gave me the storyline of how, grandma told him this and that, how I was his little brother. Our time would never meet, you know what I'm saying? So I never actually got to talk to my brother until he moved back to Charlotte from Atlanta or some school in Georgia he was in. And we actually recalled, we linked up, went out for New Year's, and that's how we came about. My dad, my supposed dad, Jimmy right here, had a talk with me. And, my question to him was, why did it take so long? Because at this point, nobody's innocent. You, my mom, or you. Both, I need answers for both of y'all because a lot of time has passed. So when I ran across this with Jimmy, me and him on the phone, and he gave me a storyline. Well, I tried. I kept getting pushed away and everything. You can ask your aunt, which is my mom's sister. So I asked her, and everything, she confirmed everything that Jimmy was trying. My mom had fell in love with this guy that was in prison, pushed Jimmy to the side, told him that I wasn't his. Jimmy was hurt coming by her job, which is my aunt, coming by my aunt's job to try to relay a message through my aunt to my mom that, that he wants to see his child. He wants to be there for me. And my aunt, she put the stamp on it that, yeah, he tried, but, your mama wasn't having it. So I would say, okay, I'm not going to put all these bombs on you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to put everything on you because, okay, me having kids now, I got two of my own. If somebody was doing that to me, it'd have been rough. But one thing I would have never done was give up. And that's how I feel about the whole situation.
Who brought up getting a DNA test?
It was Jimmy.
Okay. So he
Jimmy.
didn't give up. So he didn't give up. Well, and sir, I can understand now hearing him that perhaps you didn't know what to do. Maybe you did continue to think, I got to work with his mother to get this done. But you didn't, but I can see how you might think that. What are you going to say?
Your Honor, I just want to let Jonquise know, I take, as far as being a man, I see your show all the time, sir. One of my favorite shows. I take responsibility of being a man. Yes, sir. It was more stuff I could have done. At the time when I got married, I told my wife that this is something that's keep on having the thorn in my side, and I want to know. I want to know. She said, you should know. Every child should know who their parents are. When the time from him being an adult from 18 to his age now, I've been reaching out, trying to find what's the best step to do. I take initiative to say, yes, I could have pushed a little bit stronger, but also doing all of this trial and time, which I didn't mention too. I had gotten hurt at work and didn't know I was going to be here. I had fell off a 6-foot dock, got knocked off a 6-foot dock and smashed my chest cavity, wall, and everything else. And I was in the hospital for maybe about 4 months and caught a staph infection and everything. But to that, during them years, I had to learn to walk again, use my hand again and everything else. But still, it always been in my mind.
How long did it take you to recover?
That took maybe about 3 or 4 years. Because
to get 100%?
Yes, sir. Well, I still have 48% use of my right arm and 58% losses in my left leg.
Okay. All right, I can see how that might cause a delay.
Defendant John Burris believes the plaintiff may be his father, despite the fact that his mother told him another man was his father. So he took a DNA test today to find out the truth.
Let me hear from you. Last words you want to give me. Final remarks.
Yes, sir. I just want to say all together, like I said, I did acknowledge that he was trying, but I feel like it was still excuses on top of that from time, because it was time period. My mom wasn't the strong point there to where he couldn't have got a DNA test, without her knowing, because, it was kind of like drop off at grandma's house, the heck with him. You know what I'm saying? So that I just feel like I don't want it to be any excuses and everything on mom. You know what I'm saying?
He couldn't get it until you were 18. He couldn't get it until you were 18.
I was there to sun up to sundown.
At 18 and beyond? Yeah. Beyond
right. I even
18?
went to school. I even went to school with his other son, which is my speculated brother. I went to the same high school and everything. So then we stayed in Charlotte, probably like 10 minutes away from each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say.
All right. He has tried. Whether he tried enough, I don't think that should change your opinion of his love and his desire to find out whether you're his son, because you're only 28, and you're how old?
Oh, I'm 56, Your Honor.
56. You probably have got a good 30 years with him. You got 30 years to make up. Or you have a lot of time to make up. In fact, you could serve as his loving father longer than his absentee father.
Yes, sir.
So.
You can be a grandfather.
Yeah, and be a grandfather. So, well, he is your son. So, God bless you, brother.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hey, man, I'm so sorry that I didn't push harder, man, for you to have a father around you, but I'm here now, and I'm going to try to do the best I can, man, to show you. I love you, man.
Love you too. Hey, man, we gotta, let's get it going. You got 2 grandsons, man, so, it's about to go up, so let's get it. And they're a handful too, so I'm letting you know now.